Hey guys, today's video on this blustery, rainy, stormy night that the storms are pushing through the whole country supposedly, January 9th, 2024. I needed a belt grinder to do various things with, and I didn't want to spend mega bucks. So I did some research and I found this, of all places, on Amazon. It's a BUCKTOOL 1x8 belt disc sander. Says for metal, but this is the concern. Made in China. Anyway, it's a 1x42 belt sander with a disc, and it does say, I just got home from work so I didn't open this, and that's why part of this video is going to exist. Team lifting required over 50 pounds. Now, I routinely haul 50-pound bags of grain around, and I can tell you this is probably 60 or 70 pounds. So, we'll see. But my only concern looking at the packaging so far is this. It took a shot someplace in delivery, but hopefully it didn't hurt anything, and we're going to open this up while y'all watch. This is their newer model, because the other one that's very similar to this is only a 3rd horsepower, and I have a couple of things, a grinder as a matter of fact, that runs on a 3rd horsepower, and I don't know what good it is. You have to be very patient to get it to work. A little bit of propaganda here. Love us. Instruction manual, pretty thin. Table. Looks pretty. Let's see if it can do the job. Yeah, I don't know. Looks kind of cheesy, but looks like the pointer's adjustable, so maybe we can get that set up to be accurate. The belt table, I'm going to guess. Well, it's nice they put a piece of this film on it covered in oil to keep it from rusting, and it's not rusted. Probably for a dust collector. Some tools and other miscellaneous parts. There's some Allen wrenches in here. Yeah, some washers. A rugged plastic guard of some sort. I don't really know much about this. I don't know anyone that's got one, but for a lot of the metal work that I do and some of the woodwork, I really need a belt sander, which I don't have. Alright, so looking inside, yeah, this thing's really heavy. So looking inside of the box, it took the hit here. Can you all see that? Let me spin my eyeball around. Yeah, it took the hit down here, and it looks like it was far enough away from the machine that it shouldn't be a problem. So let me get this out of the box, set up on my little makeshift work table, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I think we have all our ducks in a row. This plastic handle goes up here for the belt tensioner, so to speak, and as far as changing the belt goes, once you have this on, you're gonna have to remove it, unless you're really like got some finesse going on to change a belt. On the side, you have these 2 Allen heads. They give you the wrench for it, that fit into the cover, and it's keyed So you don't have to take them all the way out. You can just loosen them up and slide it off. So I needed to see what that looked like, so of course I took it off. And to change a belt, once you get those two pieces off, it's actually really easy. You just pull your lever, the belt loosens, change it, put it back on, put your table and your guard back on, and you're good to go. Now, probably a question that some people are going to have, and I know I had this question too, is it would have been nice to have access to this without anything in the way, so that you can get in here and use this as like a second area of grinding. Not possible. You can get here, but you're not going to be able to get to the top or the majority of this wheel. So keep that in mind if you're considering one of these. So for the disc sander, you basically just, in the parts bag, there's 3 washers. There's a smaller one, which is going to go here, and 2 bigger ones, which will go on the table for the disc sander. So basically you put the washer on your handle, and there's 2 of these that are identical. The other one for this table is much bigger. And then just thread them in, snug them down. And yeah, man, they're calling for 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts tonight. And I can already hear it out there kicking. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be using the disc sander, because I have that rigid oscillating sander that I usually use kind of a lot. All right, these line up really well. No fight, no struggle. And the one thing I do like about these is they're spring loaded, so you can push them in, pull them out and turn them out of your way. And I already did turn it on, because one of the reviews I read, they said it was DOA out of the box. And that would be my luck. Now this little red cover, that's what these 2 Phillips head screws are for. This cover goes here. But for crying out loud, I understand the safety factor, so you can't get something to fly off, but it takes up half of the wheel. So Steve will not be using the safety guard. So that takes care of that. Oh, and let me spin this around. The dust collector is right here below the belt, which makes sense. And it is what this little plastic piece is for. And there's 2 of them. This would probably be good for a small shop vac. There's also one behind here on the disc, hence the reason for 2 of them. And again, this would probably be good for a small shop vac. Let me grab a tape measure and I'll measure those for anyone that's interested. So your hose connection size is 1.25 inches. Not sure that I'll be using that, especially given the location for where I'm going to be having this. So far so good. I bought, because I'm stupid, not stupid, but maybe stupid, but I bought a bunch of belts. I bought 120 and 40 grit, so you can munch down metal pretty quickly. And this is that green zirconia, I believe it's pronounced. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But I'll leave links for the machine and the belts in the description below. So I have these because I know that the one that they give you is going to last about 10 seconds. So to put your table on for the belt, you're going to need to put your cover back on. because you're not going to get it on once you have the table in place. And it actually fits really well. I truly expect it to be fighting it and have it be an issue, but it's not. And actually, one little cool thing too that I wish they'd all do is they give you these little snapper things here so you can store your wrenches in it. You don't have to worry about throwing them around and losing them. So this larger one is going to be for your belt table, and there's a pin here. Can you see that? Here? Yes, okay. That this is going to fit into, and then the threaded portion is here that your lock bolt is going to fit into. And yeah, I truly am kind of impressed that everything is lining up and the threads are working, everything is starting easy. It's, yeah, for, I mean, I think it was $229. And that actually tightens down well. I was kind of concerned. I thought maybe they should have had another tightened down area, bolt area on this side. But I'm actually surprised. It's not loose or wobbly. So I think we're good to go. And basically that's all there is. Now this is a 2-speed. You have a low speed and a high speed. And as I said prior, the reason that I chose this one is because it's a 2.1 amp, 4.8 amp, 3/4 horsepower motor claimed. So let's fire it up. We're going to put it on high speed, and this I kind of thought was a little odd, and maybe you can hear it. I'm in the wood shop. I have the fireplace going, the wood burner going with the fan. So I hope that's not a huge distraction. So it seems to take a little while, which is kind of strange. I don't see any bulges here for capacitors. It does say it's an induction motor, possibly the reason, but it seems to take a little bit of time to wind up to full RPM, and this is low speed. Now they claim that low speed for the belt speed on low is 1,575 feet per minute, and on high it's 3,150 feet per minute. So we're going to grab a piece of junk metal because that's what I'm going to be using the belt for primarily. Actually, let me, and I did read the instructions while we were off camera. So let me slam this together real quick and see how loose it is in the groove. So you've got a pivot point here which will go on this pin. You've got another flat washer, and of course the knob, the handle, whatever you'd like to call it. So you put your washer on here and start this in the slide. And this is actually steel, this is aluminum. So this is grooved, so it'll slide in here and won't bounce out. Alright, it's a bit sloppy, but that's fixable. And the way that's fixable is you take a center punch and right on the edge you punch a few holes to spread this out to tighten that up. But of course I'll need to get a square out here, and I don't even know that I'll use this, but I'll need to get a square out here to see if this is square to the disc. that's for something I'm not even worried about. But let's get a little piece of metal and see how this works. We're going to use high speed because I like getting things done quick. So I was actually pushing not super hard, but hard enough to do that. And a little bit of motor drag, but nothing crazy. So yeah, that's cutting it down pretty well. This is a piece of steel that I had in the fire that's annealed, so it's not hardened, but it's just mild steel. So yeah, I think that'll work pretty good for what I'm going to use it for. Now we're going to do the stall test, because that's what I need to do. Steve is goofy like this. So it is definitely stallable, but it cut quite a bit before that point. I do see the belt wandering just a little bit, but the platen is adjustable in the back with the Allen wrenches that they give you with this. So I can get that centered a little bit better. And we'll take a look at these pulleys and see. Speaking of which, this red knob here will adjust your left and right. I don't know if you can see that leaving the center of the pulley. All right, a few little tweaks, and I think we're going to be in good shape. Yeah, this is probably 80 grit. If I put that 40 on there, it probably would munch the living bejesus out of this steel. And I'm not going to be doing anything exotic, you know, titanium or anything like that. So this is going to work for me. And one of the things I really want this for is finishing knife blades. But I've got a lot of things that I'm going to use it for other than that. But I just thought I'd bring you guys along, and I'll leave the information in the description. The model number, the sanders, the belts that I got, and so on. So I'm not crazy stoked, but I'm very happy for $229 free shipping to my door. Yeah, I could have spent a lot more to do basically the same job. It's just going to be a little slower. You're going to just take your time, not stall the motor down, and I should try it on low speed to see if it's got more torque, and let's try it on low speed. All right, low speed has less torque, which kind of makes sense. The faster something's, you know, revolving, the stronger it's going to be, you know, for a period of time anyway. So anyway, guys, I just thought I'd bring you along for this. I was kind of excited to get it. It's been a long time since I've had one of these. Farrier School actually was the last time that I had anything similar to this. But yeah, I've got plans for it, and you guys have a great night. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay dry. And we'll talk soon. Take care now, guys.